No, you are reading that title correctly. This is a Japanese-only PlayStation 1 game that has dating mechanics, RPG mechanics, and oh yeah, that's a vampire!
He's a vampire? Ah!
Honestly, as a concept that should be delved into more, one that Imadoki no Vampire, Bloody Bride, did all those years ago. You are a vampire and you set out into the human world to find your romance. But to woo them, you need to up your stats by fighting terrifying creatures such as a nerd and a zombie tiger. Bloody Bride released on the PlayStation 1 in Japan in 1996. It was developed by Avid, graphics, Opus, sound, and Jordan, programming. Published by Atlas. Wait, really? The John Atlas? Guess this counts as a Shin Megami Tensei game, huh? Not many games tackle vampire and dating and RPG, but of course, here it is! I mean, it is a weird idea mashing all three together, like dating visual novels, where it's the idea that you're the plucky gamer, having moved to generic high school, and then you meet 3+, depending on the budget, women who are madly in love with you. But with their own tropes, you have the one that hates you but secretly likes you, the one that's a tomboy, and the one that's too quiet and turns out to be your mother. So naturally, I don't have that much experience with this genre. In fact, in these kinds of games, the only other example I remember playing is Steins Gate, which unfortunately counts as a dating sim. But not really, except when it is. But man, I only care for one pairing for the gamer main character. It's annoying when they try to force you to go through all the dating routes just to get the true ending. But that's what they do. This genre introduces so many characters that appeal to your preferences or for the character you're role-playing as. And this dating thing is very serious. Never have you seen a gaming genre that has you sweating more following a guide, making sure you're getting all the checkmarks to get the route you want to see. So then you have that whole thing, and then the RPG, you know. Turn-based role-playing with random encounters. Yes, this game has all that too. Where I guess the only similar other example I know of is Tokimeki Memorial, which has you raising stats to get the girl, but you can do that here as well as battling monsters every night with such crazy designs from Demon Hellspawn to Man or Seductive Ghost Lady. And then in comes in the vampire.
Nosferatu!
If I gotta know about vampires that I want to explain it in the video, I should probably watch that recently acclaimed Nosferatu movie, right? So I can understand vampires, yeah?
Sorry, I can't help it, 'cause I'm a vampire.
And why do they have all the fun? Why can't I experience peak vampires biting me? I mean, come on. Vampires are so cool. They can fly around as a bat. They are immortal. Oh, they own a mansion too? In this economy? Why, yes, of course, you could suck my blood. And naturally, there are games relating to this, but not that many as you would think. I guess I should probably try out Masquerade since I'm really into immersive sims right now. But on the other side, I don't think there are that many popular games about vampires from Japan. And yet the dating game genre is perfect for them, as from my experience of watching and reading Twilight in high school, the ladies love vampires. I mean, there is something so romantic about a mouth kiss on the neck, a thing which my ex-GF can attest to.
Till now, all I'd ever had was tomato juice and transfusion bags. I never sucked anyone's blood before.
Cinemas can't get any higher! So this concept on paper is crazy good. Vampires, dating sim, an RPG. And I wanted to see why this game even got made, but man, if you thought finding out about info on Japanese games developed in the 2000s was hard to do, I don't know what to tell you. So this game was made by Astrovision, whose only previous game was Visual Novel, and Visual Novel, and Visual Novel, and special thanks on Digimon World 4. I mean, published by Atlas doesn't mean the Atlas people worked on it. Even the art was by mangaka Yun Koga, a creator who has made so many things that I have not experienced. I mean, if you think I should have experienced high school Aura Buster, oh, wait a minute. And you have the director, which my Japanese learning thingo also says that's director, which I'm double checking because they directed 3 things and then they went, nope, this job ain't for me. I quit directing games. I'm gonna make music instead. To Jimmy Houston's bass tournament USA. But okay, I'm not young. I know how to find things on Google still. I don't need to ask a robot. And I found a Japanese blogger who played this in 2020 who says, "When I go out to pick up girls on the street, I always have the option to go and suck their blood, but I can't find the courage to do it. Is this ever going to work?" Then I found a website from 2005, which is a yaoi game encyclopedia, which I don't know why this game appears on that. And reviews going, "The male characters are fine, but I don't like the girls." Okay, it is amusing a lot of Japanese players made website reviews on this game. What's so amazing about it? You idiot! Don't you get it yet? This is a dating game made by Atlas. Look, published by Atlas doesn't mean they made it. So suffice to say, in short, in summary, sponsored by Imadoki no Vampire was an unremarkable game. Lots of Japanese players even gave up on it, citing its length being way too long. And of course, in the West, it's like no one even heard about it. No cult following, not even a Tumblr fan base. It's slim pickings out there. And yet, it has an actual review from GameSpot, which back in the day gave it a 5.5, going, "Many games that have come out in Japan have been deemed inappropriate for the US market. These range from games with extremely violent and sexist storylines to titles that aren't really games, such as popular Japanese Saturn title built around a TV cooking show. The latest craze in Japan, which is not likely to see the US anytime soon, is a genre known as social interaction simulations." Yeah. Among Us. It is more action-orientated. You got that right. Bloody Bride certainly isn't the next Tomb Raider. What did you need, search optimization keywords in 1997? Who was calling it that? And so then you may ask, how did I play this game when it's Japan only? Well, it's time to address the elephant in the room.
The translation used machine translation.
No. Really?
Yeah, but it was done in 2003.
So yep, over 20 years later, this is the only way to play the game if you're not fluent in Japanese. And I'm trying, my god, it's taking so long, they have so much kanji. But when you learn the story of it, it's actually quite sweet on this Comcast website, where the translator was doing this for his wife, who also loved vampire things, and in 2003, I'm sure there was nothing much to indulge in, where they found the uncompressed text files and used dictionaries, a translator program they don't name, and their basic Japanese knowledge, and it's okay, it gets the job done for a 2003 translation. It feels like it was from the time with the odd spelling mistakes and the random lines here and there, where characters would just go, "Noisy? Yeah, sure, go off, king." And like, I don't know, man, his wife made these images for the banner. He sat on the Boston Providence commuter rail working on this, which in 2003, I can't imagine would be a joyful thing working on that laptop. It weirdly feels wholesome how this came to be. And man, to even get this translation patch, his site is super archaic, with all these downloaded links all long dead. Some other people link other sites, and they look like this now. Oh, that can't be good. But then the ROM hacking site has it all, and I learned how to patch a PS1 game, so we're all set to begin our dating vampire RPG journey. So Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride stars you, the unnamed vampire, who from the vampire realm gets sent to the real world to buy chicken nuggets, and also find a bride who has the platinum aura. A glowing bride who once sucked will make you become an adult vampire. Now you could just go and suck any old lady if you find they have the aura, but they have to be willing to let him suck their blood. And what could be more willing than forcing them to marry you? So you're given 3 years to complete the mission, which also has a story about the devil world and its inhabitants. Well, not that much of a story, as the main focus is on the real world, trying to woo one of 5 main characters. As you start it up, what the heck? Atlas had a jingle back then? As we get an intro showing off the characters, and you start in Devildom, which it has 13 tribes, where our dad is telling us, and our name is Fide, about what we need to do to become a man. To find a woman with the platinum aura. But to do that, you need a human nickname to blend in with the crowd. Well, I can read that. Basic Kana readers rise up. But I know my audience card.
Oh, thank God.
So I picked the most blendable name, Joe. So you see your brothers Bolse and Leve before heading off, where you bring your 5 devils with you, your personal minions, as we leave the realm. So So you land in Atlas's favorite month of the calendar and meet Morgan, a former vampire, who will take care of you here in this fancy place. Where we also learn our brothers also did this journey, having to woo someone in the real world, which I guess begs the question, isn't that like diminishing the vampire bloodline? If you're forced to marry a human, doesn't that make your vampire kids less vampire? But does the Platinum Aura stop all that? Wait, don't cry, it was just a question. So it's our first day of school, and passing the church, we see someone leave.
What does that mean? Blah.
Well, here's your first dialogue choice.
Hey, you behind the bushes.
Oh, okay, better not be a creep. Let's say hi to her. She drops her books, and so we help her pick it up. Is her hand that cold? Nope. Is that the Platinum Aura? As any girl who has it will be jolted by the first touch. Guess that's an easy way to find them. Well, anyway, we meet our teacher.
What an odd thing to say.
But our entrance as a new student isn't the most shocking thing here. What a tarnation!
Yeah, so good.
Why are you telling me your blood type? So Jinguji is the male rival who gets all the ladies because he's rich. I mean, did you see him? He just arrived to school in a private jet. Also, if you didn't know, Japanese games have a dating blood type. It's a cultural thing where your blood type is an essential indicator of your personality. It's kind of fitting for a vampire game. Anyway, after class, we meet her, Seira Kawakami. Hey, my name is Jojo. Oh no, she's laughing at me. This is just like high school all over again. And we get a choice where I'm like, okay game, you had me once, I'll bite. I want to see your vibes of your meme options. You know how in games sometimes the bad options don't really do anything funny? I'm gonna try it to see how your bad options are. They gonna make me laugh? This is just like my high school all over again. So Morgan goes,
Oh, you found the daughter of the Platinum Aura on your first day. You're so smart.
bro, my hand was just cold. Where now begins the actual gameplay loop, where usually every Sunday and some extra days, you get two phases where in the morning, you can call a girl to ask them on a date, where you have to schedule it out further in the month. You can then leave to go on that date in the morning, or wander around the town in the daylight, where nothing really happens here. Or you pick home, which is where you can raise many stats, your strength, magic, intelligence, appearance, poise, sense, spirit, desire, and ghost. And you need all these at a certain number by the end of the year 3 to get an ending. So for instance, the church girl Seira, she does not want your ghost aura high. So you know, stop being transparent. But say if you practice being courteous here, it made me dumber. Yep, doing these activities raise some stats, but lowers others. But we'll get back to this properly. Oh yeah, we will. Where I almost stuffed up the entire game. No, I shouldn't spoil it. So stop it. You're being so greedy. If you want to know what happens in the video later on, just keep watching. But then at night, you can do these activities again. Or leave, which is like in daytime, but nighttime. Do I make myself clear? But now you got RPG gameplay, which I'll get to later on. Or you can summon your devils to go and spy on a girl. As to even start dating them, you need to first find out their phone number. Using your devils to find out everything about them, like their phone, home address, social security number, you know, everything that Google knows about you. But now you gotta hit the town because, well, you're a vampire. You kinda need blood to live. Or you can just get some from random people off the street, picking ladies to suck. And our brother Bolse shows us how it's done. Using charm on this girl, making her fully fall in love, and after sucking her blood, a vampire can remove select memories, so all that's left is 2 pinpricks on the neck.
Seamless, huh?
And the next day, Tanaka, a classman, is like, hey, did you hear? Some girl got bit and then they found 2 pinpricks on her neck. What? No way. No. Really? Come on, get out of here. As we walk after school with our Giga Aura. No, our wrist scared her. So this is Erica, another Platinum Aura girl, which is kind of crazy that in 2 days, we found 2 potential brides for our vampire Jojo. Almost like we are the main character of our own story. She's in the science club and says to come to it tomorrow where she can... Oh, come on. We haven't even held hands yet. And then she zaps us where, oh my god, what is this? Yeah, anytime I put this here, it's where the game is pumping a lot of flashing lights. So I'll just swap it out because, oh yeah, it just hits you out of nowhere. Now, the PS1 game isn't without its flaws. This problem was also on the original disc version, where the game will randomly skip dialogue, acting like you double press next on the screen. And when your character talks, the sprite on screen's mouth flaps move instead, which can be a little immersion breaking. Also, yes, there is no voice acting apart from the little cutscenes. I mean, the PS1 disc can only hold so much. So next day at school, we remind Jinguji that her name is Joe. Men's names don't need to be memorized. This guy. Anyway, now we get word from Misty, our devil minion, that she has stalked Sarah. So we can now call to organize a date. Rejected. What? Let's try that again. Yeah, just forget that first call. As at the start, you cannot get a date in the evening at all because you barely know them. And at other times, they will be busy. We can only pick the purple days for dates. Usually though, to get rejected, you can also just call up someone else to book them in instead. But after 2 rejections, the game just skips over that day segment. So you better make sure your Riz game is strong. Where now at night I go out and it's a town top-down map of the surrounding area. Honestly, it just looks like those map carpets you knew some friend had. We're wandering around, you can enter some buildings, you won't know which ones, and they'll mostly be closed at night. You can also enter them at day to get Jojo talking about them. But on the streets, you get random encounters, where you can use physical attacks or use a spell, which you'll need to buy later on. Summon, which is something you have to do outside of battle. It's like you have to equip one of your devils in your party to this slot, and then you can use their attacks here. You'll then get soul experience and moonberries, which you can give to your devils to level up their elemental attacks, their healing, or report, which is how good they are at stalking. But I will say, you probably should at least pick just one devil you really like personality-wise, since attacking is just a number that you increase. I picked Lazur as my attacker due to how she says, but Misty as my spy. So I used all my berries to buff up the attack, spells up, and in combat, she can do all the fighting for you. Yep, early game, your devils can just win the fights quicker than you would, because you're such a little baby. Then after 4 or 5 battles, you get sent home as it's morning, where now on the calendar, it's Golden Week, a holiday in Japan. And Sarah invites both us and Jinguji to her house, where I also got Erika's number and invite her to a date.
What the hell? Oh, we got a call!
Huh? So, I think you can't actually have multiple dates scheduled, as you can only have one at a time, and the other one will just somehow sense that you're cheating on them and call you up mad and cancel your date. And that's a very bad thing. As you also learn that when the devils spy on the characters, you get their current stats, where this screen tells you, oh, you need to buff these certain stats up by the 3rd year, but it also tells you how much the character likes you. And that is important, as according to the Comcast guide, you need at least 180 affinity to get evening dates or more scenes with the characters, and missing a date like this by calling someone else lowers their affinity by 12, while actually going on dates barely increases it. So you do not want to double book. Well, Erika date time at the boat ride, and more night training where after a while you get a level up, which will give you 10 stat points to put into whatever you want. I wasn't playing with a guide at this point, so I just stupidly put it into whatever I felt like. Oh man, this could have saved me so much headache if I knew what to be min-maxing. Also at the start, your health is really low, so you can... But it's not a big deal, it just ends the night segment earlier than needed. And so turns out that Sarah's room is at the church. She lives in the church. Oh, that's okay. I mean, each to their own religion. Wait, I'm a vampire. I hate churches. Oh God, oh man, Scuba, I got a bad feeling about this place. It's horrible. The overflow of the Holy Spirit is making me dizzy. And Sarah offers us cookies. Oh no, cookies made of the Holy Spirit. I'm sure it's fine. Morgan, what happened?
Oh, you passed out because the Holy Spirit entered your body.
Oh no, now what do I tell Sarah?
I choked.
Yeah. That's why. Nice save. Well, I can finally call Sarah for her date, and she's redder than a tomato. While fighting at night, you can pick 3 areas to go to. I think the bottom ones have more stronger demons. The good ones. Oh, god damn, these monsters are tough. The monsters don't seem to have a theme that I can see. I mean, you got like ghouls to dogs to ghosts to then random human who's a vampire hunter. So yeah, at the start you have 2 romantic options, and I was going for Sarah since Erica will probably try to kill me in one of her experiments. As now it's the Athletics Carnival, where you pick an event and it's just some scene with a character, then you have the actual event, which unfortunately, there's no mini games or anything. You don't see the event, just the aftermath where Jinguji is bleeding. Ew, blood? I'd rather not, but then again, blood is blood. Hey, I'm hurt and bleeding badly. Why are you licking your lips? Then you meet the 3rd Platinum Aura girl, Anna.
すみません。先生はどちらに？
Man, did the olden days really love long legs? Why are they so long? She fainted as she's anemic, so you take her to the nurse's office where Jojo goes. Would be cool to get her platinum blood and then make her think it's her anemia, as she's the reserved, elegant type of character who has lived in Great Britain. Oh yeah, the pink hair gave that away. So I get a number and go on a date where she loves to watch birds in trees. Oh, like an old person, huh? Oh wow, that instantly made her angry. As here, each day you get 3 choices, good, bad, and neutral. It's kind of obvious what's the right answer, but the funny bad answer is never a joke. If you pick it, it's always...
What did he say?
And they instantly end the date. And the date is just a few lines of dialogue, so nothing huge is lost, but it is cool with how many outfits they made for every character on all their poses, making them feel as real because they dress up for your date, or just to look like Bulma. So I head out at night and Morgan takes me to the shop with Master, the shopkeeper, who we can use souls that we get from defeating enemies to buy things like spells to use, buffs, items to equip. You got 1 for each ear and weapon, which is funny that you can buy all the strongest items right now, right in the game if you have the souls. And the items can be things like stopping status inflictions, as enemies can do that to you. It does have some little depth to the combat, but it's also funny at just merely 200 souls, you can buy a charm that halves all damage on you. Now here I did try to look up some things, not a full guide, but I found this smaller one which talks about the side quest, which are optional ladies that you can suck to get experience. It's usually you find them, beat them a few times selecting the right answer, and you'll suck their blood for experience to level up, which is a rare thing since fighting doesn't give you that much, and you need these to get those 10 points to put into the stats. And the first one I find triggers by walking around at daytime. Hey, wait, you're that first lady again, the practice girl! And so, you can try to charm her. Which doesn't work because it's daytime. But yeah, do not attack or beg her. The right answer is to invite her to tea, and she's like, wow, you're so cool. Okay, if you find my home address, I'll meet with you. Oh, you're asking to be stalked? Well, do I know the devil minion for the job? So doing that, Misty will place a marker on the map. Wow, okay. What map? As yep, you gotta run around aimlessly to find a house at night with random encounters and a timer till it's daylight just to see which one is a house. As yet, more fighting, which I found cool that the vampire hunter enemy couldn't actually hit me. I don't know whether it was the equipment I just bought or it was because they didn't use a holy weapon. But I also learned that your devils have limited use. You can only use their spells a few times each battle and then you run out. Meaning I should probably level up my power and magic since you can't rely on the devils. They're also actually based on animals, by the way. Like Misty is a crow and one of them is a cat and so on. Well, that night I find that girl's house and she's like, wow, you passed the test. Come to the disco with me. Oh, okay. God, what is that terrible sound? But it's night, so you can use charm. And wait, she remembers the first person who charmed her. My brother? I get cocked by him? The correct answer is to compete dancing with her. And she's happy, but this isn't the end, as yeah, these side quests actually take some depth of effort to keep going. You might have to meet them multiple times just for that experience.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
この時をどれだけ待っていたことか。浅ましき妖豆。この僕に出会ったのが運の尽きと思え。たっ！か弱き女性たちを守るのが僕の使命。人呼んで麗しの死。このヴァンパイアハンターレイは貴様を闇に
So this is the vampire hunter, Rio. Shinguji. Did you get your outfit from Team Rocket? Whoops, I mean. Oh no. Who are you? So we win and they run off. And Jojo really doesn't know who that is. And they also don't know who we are. Which means we were walking around in our vampire form. As at school, we have a human form. So then at night, we walk around as a vampire. That's why they attacked us, right? Where, yeah, you see your form in the battles at night. But then also, when you walk around at night in the map, you're in your human form? The game isn't matching what the story is saying, so we walk around as a vampire or we walk around as a human. Because, oh, okay, I guess we just waltz around at night as Nosferatu. And when we get to the disco, oh, okay, we just change back. By the way, it is June, which kind of sneaks up on you. I guess not like other calendar games where you don't live out every single day, which does help later on as the kind of can be a chore. But you'll move through the year fairly quickly, as now you get time with Anna, helping her take her shopping home, but then get attacked by her vicious pets. He's so goofy looking. So I try that other girl again, calling her for the second date, and she's like, okay, meet me at the disco again at night, and you're ballet dancing loser, so you get a choice. Man, why is this so hard? So you look into her eyes, and with the blood suck, she drops down where you wipe her memory and you never see her the entire game. Wow, that's just like Tinder, am I right? I never used it, so I don't know if that joke worked. But we get another level up, and yeah, looking at this footage, oh man, did I waste my points on these choices. And now we get informed that there will be a test, and you can pick a lady to study with. Oh, drat, why am I so not human? And our studying is so good that Sarah falls asleep. I'm not built for this dating thing. Well, we go on a date with Sarah at the art gallery, and she says, man, all these religious paintings are so epic poggers. Oh God, not God again. I'd rather look at you. Lucky. So summer break is coming up and Shinguji invites Erika, Anna, and Sarah, but Sarah says to invite us too, which annoys the blondie. As now I decide to go to Master and use my many souls that I got from fighting and pretty much just buy everything useful, all the strongest spells, the strongest weapon they had. The shop never updates with new gear, so I'm kind of decked out already as we go on a date with Anna, looking very Digimon, and Erika, looking very Bulma, and I try and joke with her. Yeah, you don't ever want to joke in this game. There's nothing funny with the outcomes and you lose a lot of affection. I think with this, I was kind of leaning towards Sarah, which was amusing because I thought it would be funny to see the ending where a vampire tries to make the most religious lady ever be his bride. So at summer break, us four, Tanaka and Suzuki, this other girl who is in love with Jinguji, arrive at his summer house. Bro, there's 2 beds. Where you get the usual swimsuit shenanigans. I hate saying that! You get the whacking the watermelon blindfolded thing you see in anime, as you have to believe one girl on where the watermelon is. And I listen to my goddess. You lied? Isn't that like a sin? And you get fun times, but over this multiple day event, you'll hear rumor of a mermaid that kidnaps girls. And this comes a thing in the story, you'll hear a rumor of some creature who becomes a boss battle that you do defeat, and the game just moves on ignoring it. but it's very easy with my devil attacks, even fire working on water. And she says she was forced to do this as her lover was kidnapped, so she had to steal. And then suddenly,
Bard, what are you doing?
her mouth is sealed. So this is a start to some overall plot, some mystery to this game, which I greatly appreciate. I don't think I can just play a straight up dating game now. I need some gimmick like vampire or some story to keep it going on the side. What you see now at the beach, bro, don't call her that. This is the first girl who brushed us off at the start, and it's probably the longest side quest. It's actually amusing according to the side quest guide. I somehow skipped over the easy ones and went straight into two of the longest in-depth side quests straight up, as you need multiple dates over the months to keep it going. Most other ladies, you only need one date to get that experience boost. So here you gotta pick the right answer to impress her for later on. As it's the final night of the vacation, and oh, we should go and see one of the girls soon. Wait, Misty? So yeah, your favorite devil actually spends time with you throughout the story. And this one wants to be punished.
Oh, Sarah, give me strength.
So her animal powers is controlling crows, which she uses to spy. As you return home and Morgan is like,
Oh, perhaps you got me a souvenir. Oh, how inconsiderate. Oh, how cruel.
I will say there is also one more thing you can do as an activity, rest, which refills your MP. But I never needed this. As for spells, I was using the devils. I didn't lose any MP ever, but it is an amusing option to see you rest in the coffin. To Sarah date at the aquarium, man, it's so easy to guess what makes her happy. Erica, I thought she would like that joke since she seems to be the jokey character. Nope, she got super bad. Sarah, on the other hand, is so easy to fluster. Now we hear about the closed classroom story, where some classroom has a spooky vibe, and Erica wants to investigate it and goes with Jinguji, where they get put to sleep by the monster.
出たわね。エリカさん下がってて。ここは僕。
冗談でしょ。こんなチャンスめったにないんだから。
And so we rush in to help, fighting the werecat. Man, these designers are onto something in this game. She's like she's posing for a calendar and all. As we win and the two go, huh? I don't remember anything, and I think it was a dream. Okay, eh? Who even says it like that? Seriously, this phrase was bugging me for so long. Like, who draws that? When you draw out the okay, you just go, okay. You don't go, okay. Hey, forget about it! As you got more stories showing this metal AF skull, as a man and woman are talking about how we beat the mermaid and werecat they sent to fight us. Well, more trading. Dear Lord, what is that sprite for confusion? It's funny too because if you get status affected, oh, don't bother healing with items, just use your devil to attack since they don't get affected at all. As it's time for the school festival where you choose to help Sarah as a receptionist at the grounds, and this girl has lost her mother. Mother? This girl's mother? Has anyone seen this girl's mother? Come on, just give her a name. And then you have a creepy dream. Oh, what's gonna happen now? As Lilica joins the school and seems to really know us.
先週までイギリスで暮らしており
Just how many of them go to England to study? And with more characters, it gets really hard to remember that you booked dates. As you do it, then there'll be some story segments, and then you get back to the calendar thing. It's hard to remember that on this day you had booked a date. Nothing in the game alerts you to the fact that you have something planned, so I try to make a habit of, okay, check the leave option. If date is highlighted, then you have something on. As now you can also date Lilica. Well, finally, I see another side quest girl. This was the easiest one you should have met first. You just find her walking around in the day, which if you never saw the guide, I doubt you would even do that. These side quests only happen after a few months, so if you tried walking around in the daytime, you would get nothing. So there's literally no reason for you to even try to attempt this as you're wasting the daytime segment. You could be in the gym, you know? And all you have to do is get Misty to spy on them, then you call them up for a date, and you can get their blood pretty easy. Even Misty will tell you hints on how you should answer correctly. So yep, just use your charm magic, and it's all good. As now it's Halloween, and Morgan says that we can openly walk around in our vampire form, since people will think it's a disguise. So we weren't weren't walking around before as a vampire? So how did Rio not realize who we are? And even then, Rio sees us and is like, oh, you're using the cover of Halloween, you fiend? Bro, you've seen this design of me before as a vampire. I thought you looking like this. But you can also choose to visit Sarah on Halloween. Yeah, I don't think the church girl likes a vampire form. And to give us candy, she made us cross cookies. Oh man, I cannot wait to see the food at the wedding. And now suddenly drowning in side quests as I meet a new one who you should know, they all have very different personalities. What do you mean that was the right answer? There's nothing odd with this one. As we visit Lilico, who says she lives here by herself, and she seems so nice as we meet that other girl.
Uh-oh.
And we go visit her in her room. That's strange. It's almost like you were gonna lock me in. Oh, to tell you the truth, I am, teehee. Oh. Man, I need to get that thought out of my system. No, I forgot another date because I was locked in gymming. Now with the spying, you actually do get more than just how the girl feels for you over time. As at certain points, they'll also bring back actual spy camera style photos of them, which feels very 90s dating game mechanic. But hang on, was the crow just sitting in her room watching this? Or did Misty go invisible to find this? And if she can do that, doesn't that make her job incredibly easy? It's also amusing because I think these bedroom spy photos are at a set time of the year. You can then send out the spy on multiple characters in this month and they'll get photos back. Even though I was ignoring Erica and Anna, Misty brought photos of them both, and yep, that is totally Kirby pajamas, as now your brother comes in to check on you. He's very sus of this Lilica thing as he seems to know her. And now you've already reached Christmas, which is utter pain for vampires. Yet Jinguji is having a Christmas party, inviting everyone. Oh yeah, the game does this thing where even though I'm playing on an SSD emulated, when you meet a character for the first time in a new scene, it takes 10 seconds for it to either load their sprite or theme music like the game's going, hang on mate, I gotta go find the right MP3 files. It always leaves you with this horror suspense of, oh no, now what's gonna jump scare me? I can't imagine how horrendous the loading times must be on the original PlayStation, since even loading after battles is insanely long, so in the footage you may see me start to speed up here and there with the emulation speed up button. Well, Sarah asked us to come to the party, and we go, hey, no way, that's the birth of Christ! I cannot risk it! And then we get the introvert moodiness. Oh man, I should have gone to the party. They're probably all having fun without me. Oh, they're probably talking about me right now. But Sarah actually comes over to our house, bringing us some leftover cake. I think it picks whoever has the highest affection for you at that time for these scenes, so it could have been the other three if you had their affinity high enough. But now walking around on New Year's, we once again...
この時をどれだけ待っていたことか。
So we are walking around in the vampire form? And my god, I don't know what stats we have, but he dies in 2 hits? I don't need any devil, I'm so strong! As we get the new year with the girls and yukatas, it really is crazy how many outfits they make for every character. And Erica ain't beating the Bulma allegations with her Dragon Ball style. As now it's the end of January, and yeah, you can start to see in between these story bits, your days become, oh, go on dates, have the devil's pie, then train at home or in the streets. Rinse and repeat. Nothing much changes gameplay wise. All you know is that you need some vague number on the stats to get an ending, and staying at home can increase or decrease them. Going out to fight gets you experience, where after a while you level up to get 10 points to put into whatever stats you want. So you can start to see how this whole RPG thing is falling apart. I can literally two-shot every single enemy now, not using any MP. All I had to do was max strength first, then buying the best weapons very easily. So if I never saw a guide later on, I would be so lost on what I actually needed to do with these stats, like certain goals that needed to be hit. Take for instance intelligence. You would think this changes dialogue in the game in a school-based test game, maybe because it's an older title, as on every single exam, no matter how high I made the stat, the teacher would always say, I did very bad on the test. Like me having high ghost could have made Sayra mention it in dialogue. These are the things I could have seen a more modern game in this style do. Fixing up those little things to make those stat increases mean something before the ending. Because right now, I wasn't really caring about them because they weren't doing anything for me. Anyway, you now get a week-long ski trip, and my god, I miss 90s fashion so much. You also meet that girl again, and yep, you have to woo her to keep her side quest going. As Bolsei also visits us, introducing himself to Sayra as our brother, and I'm begging. I know your form is hotter than mine, but please, Sayra, don't fall for him. Now you pick characters to hang out where you get special scenes like training on the slopes with them because you kinda suck at skiing, and then you hike around and get lost in the snow with a snow woman causing a blizzard and Sayra almost dying, so you defeat the snow lady to save Sayra as the trip ends. And it was then very amusing. Our next date with Sayra just happened to be back on the ski slopes again. Like, wow, I almost died with Joe-kun. Let's ski again and relive it. As now you reach Valentine's Day. What's V-Day? As in Japan, girls give chocolates on V-Day, then the next month on White Day, the guy has to give the chocolates back to the girl they like. And Jinguji is such a player, getting so much chocolate. But haha, loser, that's all NPC chocolate. I actually get some from the main characters. God, give me courage. Is this chocolate? I'm sorry. As Erica gives us some and Anna literally friend zones us, okay. And then Lilica says to go to a house, telling us that she's from the Dream Devil tribe. Yeah, first I'm hearing of it. So in Devildom there are 13 tribes based off the evil mythology, you know, vampires, you got the Medusa one, and they're all vying for power. And we had met Lilica as a child in Devildom ceremony, so she's the childhood friend character. She goes, you know, you don't have to actually marry a platinum aura girl to continue your vampire tradition, you just gotta suck them. So do that, and then marry me. Humans are just prey to us demons. Joe, though, after seeing how adorable Sayra is, how Erica looks like Bulma, and how good Anna is with animals, says no, that's not right. Humans are not prey. I guess the side quest blood ones were just prey then. And Joe, the manly vampire. Speaking of those side blood quests, we actually finally get to finish her ending, which is like, okay, you earned it, a big kiss. And we go, oh baby, that exposed neck. The fainting sound effect is so hilarious after the sucking scene. And so we study with Sayra.
Oh lord.
Where's she? Damn it, why are the church ones so adorable? I must see how this ends with a vampire husband. Then walk in at night, you get another side quest where you save this girl from a demon, which starts her line as White Day approaches and you need a gift. For 4 ladies?
You animal!
Oh, sorry. And wait a minute, Sayra, she said she liked movies in that earlier date we had with her. Oh, I'll take the movie. I knew dating was all about remembering key important details that you'll have to randomly bring up months later. And while on the high of all these scenes, I once again forgot I had a date booked in.
Bro, we need to write these down in a calendar or something.
As we go on a date with Sayra. Yes, I agree. Save all the fish! Whatever you say! As we continue that side quest where this girl, you have to pretend to be a prince. And she gets so happy, she talks for 3 whole hours. And it's weird because after this, I could invite her day or night. But it kept looking like no matter what answer I picked on the date, I couldn't progress her quest because the next date I would invite her to just loops and it's the same thing again and again. Maybe there was more to it, I had to do something outside of inviting her to dates, but I had no clue on how to finish it. Now Leve comes in to tell us about the tribes where during the last succession for the throne of Devildom to be the one called the Satan. But he and Bolsei also approached by the Dream Devil sisters because if they married into our family and these guys became the Satan, the Dream Devil tribe would also get some power. So this whole plot is about becoming Satan.
Sayra went like this, oh no!
But then as we head out, we find...
ねえ、私ちょっと退屈してるんだ。君さえ良ければ、どっか二人っきりになれるところで遊ばない？
Oh, Sarah, please protect me from temptation.
So this is Karen. As we see Lilica talk to her own mother, who demands her to woo over Jojo so that her dream devils can take over Devildom, and that she also sent another girl as insurance for her plan.
Coincidence? I think not.
As yep, it's a second year of school, but oh no, she joins too. Also, I haven't mentioned, but the teacher is very amusing. That whole hating where her life is stuck at as a single lonely teacher trope, but it's even more hilarious because she thinks her life is over at the age of 25. What does that make my life? Oh no! Oh look, Sarah's sleeping. Misty, can you not do this? What if Sarah checks on my phone? There's also this high-class lady side quest where you actually have to keep ignoring her, since all the men she interacted with have tried to win her heart with attention, so ignoring her works that way. As it's Golden Week again, and you get the same events as the previous year, but different dialogue, where now you get invited by Lilica, and it's like Persona with the hangouts where if you actually reject her, you then have the chance to go with someone else, but you won't know who's next if you had accepted Lilica's offer here. So we finally hang with Karen. My mistress is so amazing. And it's going so well, she invites us to her room. Oh, why are you wearing that on the first date?
That's it, I'm going back to God. Save me, Sarah, from this.
I don't think I'm cut out for these harem dating games. Look, I'm a one commitment type of guy. I mean, I'm role-playing Jojo. He's a one commitment. In these games, he never liked the multi-hangouts, only doing the side quest for experience to make sure we increase those stats. So, no more Karen. I forgot I booked a date with her! Alright, I gotta lock it in with Sarah, as I finally looked up that guide and realized there's no proper guides for this game.
How delightful.
The only one is from the translator, who on that Comcast site, you can view the guides of the characters, which only says what to say on the proper date answers, and how you need 180 affinity to have more dates. They might invite you to their room or even night dates, as so far all of our dates have been pretty safe, so we should increase the affinity. And he shows the numbers you need to woo Sarah by the end of the game. And my goodness, I am nowhere near. So I wrote it all down, what each activity does. And you might notice something here. Raising appearance lowers your spirit. And yet, there's no way to raise your spirit. Nope, I don't even know how it goes up. And I need 1,000 of it. I mean, it was increasing during my game, so maybe my levels did it, but man, you gotta increase all of these stats. Yet Sarah is also God-fearing, so you can't be too much of a demon to her, so you gotta lower those stats, but lowering them lowers the other ones. I'll get more into this later, but I was suddenly incredibly aware that, oh boy, I shouldn't have wasted all those points leveling up earlier. Anyway, we see Karen and Lilica fighting, as yes, Karen is from the Medusa tribe. Lilica really doesn't want to do any of this plan. So now a new rumor at the school where characters are just literally disappearing and then reappearing all fine. Like Tanaka, it's just safe and sound. Hey, why does your sprite have an earring now? And Jinguji invites us all to a midnight garden party to wear our formal clothes. However,
What just happened?
so the platinum aura from the three broke the earrings, which were mind controlling the humans, and turns out Karen did this. Yep, an actual evil villain that is a dateable character. Even after you see all this, all the evil she does, you can still choose to keep seeing her on dates and see her ending. We ask Master how we can stop more earring attacks. He says you have to either destroy the earring, use the platinum aura, or kill the human, which we do not want to do. Then I learned from that side quest guide that if you study alone at this time, you actually meet a new side quest character. Like it goes, man, studying alone is so boring. Oh, hey, hi. And then you plan a date with another character, and then this one will interrupt your date. And now you can continue her quest, which involves finding her at night. Oh, I see her. But where is the damn tile to walk to her? She's trapped there. And eventually I find it and suck her blood for experience. Now we can go on a date with Sarah, who just loves movies so much, even crying during them. I can't be the only one who thinks she reminds me a lot of Makima from Chainsaw Man. Oh, this is very worrying. So year 2 summer vacation, you all get invited to Erica's daily cottage. Why did I write daily cottage? And it's the usual week of activities. You pick a character to hang out with. And it's also amusing that you can hang out with non-main characters like Tanaka. And you get into groups for activities like this hiking trail where, oh no, don't pair Sarah and Karen. Why is the church testing my vampire faith so? And Karen says to pick the right path. Sarah says left. And the options completely swap them around. Why is dating so hard? The gang also notice a lot of shiny objects have been stolen. And incredibly amusing, it's Misty with her crows. I assume the other devils all have their animals steal it instead. So it was you, Misty. Look, flirting with her isn't cheating. Right. I'm a vampire. Jojo can do it if he wants to. So we have to play hide and seek, and whoever loses rock, paper, scissors is it.
Good old rock. Nothing beats that.
And we get lost in the woods with Karen while Erica mentions how there's a wolf shrine somewhere near here, and we just stumble upon it where the wolf attacks. Yellow jeans? Ain't no way we wore that. No wonder no one finds us hot. And so we defeat it. Karen showing us her powers in the cutscene, meaning she ate human. And we get more interactions with Sarah, who asks, oh please, can I take your picture? Oh no. Does this law of vampires have no reflection so we won't appear in the picture? We good. And so vacation done. We give our souvenir to Morgan, remembering that last time he wanted one. And this souvenir we got is a pennant. As Lilica's mum says to leave Jojo's marriage plan to Karen, Lilica, you can now try to investigate the platinum aura because we can use it for our power. And so on the next day, all of the platinum girls have horrible nightmares and can't sleep. And then the next day, all of them go missing. So we beg Lilica to tell us where they are. She says they're in the closed classroom, which is actually a portal connecting the human world with devildom. Well, we defeat the evil there and our brothers help us out, as we save the girls and the brothers tamper their memories so they don't remember this whole ordeal. And Lilica says none of this would have happened if we married her, as it's now the school festival again, where our brothers just waltz in. "25 years old and this desperate? Oh, brother. He's got a long way to go." Not saying that from experience. Wait, don't show that post of me adding the Laura Bailey dating game to my wish list. Stop that! And now the teacher has gone gaga over our brothers and will constantly ask us to bring them again for her. While we all meet Master and he just acts like a father to us. I wonder. While in our love life, Sarah, I don't know why, was busy every single week. And so you just gotta date the other characters even if you're not interested in them because you're wasting the days, or you could just hit the books to study, you nerd. And now we get a school trip to Kyoto where our brothers also appear. And these two really don't want to let us do our thing. And they really almost ruined it. While Karen takes Jinguji away, where he later appears. No way! And he's being mind controlled by Karen with the earring. So our brothers say, look, we gotta kill him. But Jojo is like the nicest vampire, and he shoots a beam to destroy the earring, which saves the rival. So yes, he's a vampire hunter, born to hunt our kind, yet we still don't want to kill the guy. As I find out how weird the affinity system is. So I'm just using a guide to do all the right answers to the dates now. And Sarah's affinity does not go up at all. Even though we did all that Kyoto stuff, picking all the right options, I was safe scubbing so hard, none of it went up. How am I meant to increase this? Luckily, I don't think you need any more of it for the ending. It's more to see those unique date scenarios, but it was still weird. It was just going down. So Lilica's mother says, thanks to the platinum aura analysis, they found the super beast of the devildom called the Blanca. I'm sure that's a weird translation. That doesn't sound menacing at all. So she says for Lilica to return home, and yep, she's not at school the next day. I guess if you wanted to do Lilica's route, you would have way less days to woo her, considering you also didn't meet her or Karen at the start of the game. As I'm just training in the wild trying to get experience to level up, and the guide says, yep, we dated Sarah enough that now you get repeat date scenarios. As it's an older game, I don't think they could have done 3 years of content back then. So after you go through all the dates in order, it will we'll loop back around again with the exact same ones, same choices, same dialogue, and man, they really don't seem to be raising affinity even though I'm answering them correctly. And now they repeat again. So, what's even the point of doing them now? As Christmas rolls around again, and we once again are conveniently sick. However, oh Jojo, I heard you were sick, and Jesus told me to visit you. Yeah man, what a standout guy, I love that dude. I'm not a vampire, please don't hate me. And on New Year's, we go to the festival with her, and she gets drunk on holy wine. Jojo, you're never gonna find someone as cool as her again. You better not screw this up. And what does Jojo do? He has a dream where he's a lady and Jinguji is in love with him. Starting to understand why this game was on the Yaoi Encyclopedia. Well, Karen takes us to the park and summons a boss monster for us to fight. It's just amusing how openly evil she is, and she still tries to woo us for marriage. However, before dying, the monster spits on us, but we just brush it off like, ew, germs. Well, once again, it's V-Day. Morgan has some special someone. Jinguji gets NPC chocolate, we get the Platinum Aura chocolate, and Karen invites us to her room. Seriously, Jojo, you can say no to this. And she mind controls us from the monster spit. However, Lilica frees us, and the next day Karen is like, tee-hee, my bad. While Lilica hopes that we are okay. So literally 4 of these characters are good ones, while Karen is just straight up evil. And I gotta give props to the game, like if you want the baddie in your life, sure, you can totally ruin it dating her. While we started with Sarah, who sews our jacket to fix it up. Don't jinx it, Jojo. So White Day, where we get a gift from Master, a gospel CD. I know she'll love that this year. While Morgan goes, oh, that woman I met last month. She has extraordinary abilities. In bed? No, but I don't want to hear it. Thankfully, Sarah loves the gospel CD as we enter our 3rd and final year, with our stats looking like this. Oh no! But things seem to be going good with Sarah. No, we need a side quest quick! Master then talks to us how if we marry a human, you have to fight your urge to suck blood from her. This is what it means to become an adult vampire. You will constantly be in this battle and you gotta overcome your urges. Wow, what fatherly advice from not our father. Then all 3 platinum girls fall ill and we blame Lilica, who says her mother ordered this and she has to do it. She cannot disobey orders from someone she loves. Well, we say, you shouldn't agree to do something if you don't think it's the right thing to do, even though it's the important person that's telling you to do what you think it's to do. And she mulls that over and releases the spell on the girls. While Karen says, hey, I got this movie ticket that I can't use right now, so you take it to see it with one of your girls. It's okay. I'm generous with my husband's love affairs. See ya. Another lifetime. As we watch our Audrey Hepburn movie. Yeah, that surely was the translation. But in the movie it goes dark and a monster attacks. Karen, stop doing that, you menace. Sarah then goes, hey, come over, and gives me a cross. This is easy on the skin, right? It doesn't burn vampires, right? I'll wear it, but
I burn.
Then at the athletics carnival where nothing unusual happens. Until suddenly, an earthquake happens. Oh, whoa, a few of them. But now I told you how the dating was pointless, right? Since it doesn't seem to increase affinity that much and I needed stat points to gain. So I locked myself in my room every day, just doing activities to raise stats day and night. And then Sarah's affinity drops because I locked myself in my room not meeting her. She lost attraction to me. And so I panicked, set up a date, picked the right answer, and it dropped by 10? There has to be some bug in this because this is literally going against the style of the game. You don't want me to date them, you then want me to, and I'm panicking because by the end game, I need to be stronger, smarter, holier, but it's so difficult. Dating, am I right? So it seems like the earthquake has stopped the connection of Devildom to us, as Morgan can't communicate with our family, and we don't know what's happening over there. However, Misty says she can use her crow powers to take us over there a sneaky way, but it would be tough, and my goodness, it's an actual dungeon. Well, in limited terms, as you gotta go through this windy cave where it has so many dead ends. Random encounters are plenty. It would have been so horrible if I wasn't one-shotting enemies and had no speed up because this is long. As we meet our brother who says there was a rebellion, but they quelled it. As Levi tells us what happened where Lucifer back in the day accidentally created the super beast Blanca, and he sealed it away while the rebellion lost fighting at the castle and ran into the forest. So don't worry about us. You focus on getting a bride, okay? I then thought, You know, I literally have 52k souls. I thought I needed to buy a single item since I had two-shot every single enemy. So I bought more items and then realized, wait, some of these items also boost your stats? As in, wearing this one will lower your spookiness. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully wearing these by the end game, they'll help me get the stats I need for Sarah. But also, I forgot to mention there was one side quest girl who has this weird gimmick where she needs you to buy shoes for her to continue the date. And I was like, oh, okay, you have to go and find a shop to buy it. Now, I thought there was a literal shop in the overworld. But man, you saw how pixel perfect it was to find buildings. This place is not fun to walk around. Even after I beat the game, I found out if you went down here, and random times, not even the first time you go in, you gotta keep going in, you could meet your teacher, and she could have been a side quest where you could suck for blood. Yes, really? Who in their right mind would check down here? I feel without guides, you would have barely made it through unless you really check every pixel. As the game by year 3 was becoming repetitive, you know, date, then you go out, and there's only a few story scenes in between. But now I wasn't dating because it didn't do anything for me, and I was just speed maxing my stats, staying in my room, so I was blitzing through the game's months. But my point is, because I finally went to the shop with Master here right at the end of the game, you know, like my 3rd time going here, and he goes, hey, I have the shoes if you want to buy them. Oh, you are the shop for the girl. But there's also another mechanic where if you ignore a girl for 3 months, they won't care for you at all. So rip that experience. Anyway, we go and watch a Johnny Depp movie with Sarah. Yes, really? I mean, this was the 2000s. The translation literally came out when the first movie released. I kind of wondered if the translator knew that was his wife's favorite movie and snuck this in. That's kind of amusing. Because they could have picked any movie, since I'm assuming in Japanese it would have been a Japanese movie that 99% of you would never have heard of. So Erica goes, I'm gonna go solve that closed classroom mystery. And the girls try to lock her up in a sleepover so she can't sneak out, which causes Jinguji to go by himself to rid the school of that rumor, fighting as Rio. But there's a new demon here, Unos, who is really strong, knocking Rio out. We appear and flee with Jinguji, who now knows that we are a vampire. And he's so mad because this is his whole life goal as a vampire hunter to, you know, hunt us. So he vows to kill Jojo. Oh. Hey, did you know the hourglass on the top left represents how many years that you have left at the school? It's a pretty neat graphic. I didn't notice until now. I mean, the art style of the UI is pretty cool. It gives you that RPG layout, but it also does the job as a VN. The sprites actually look really 90s adorable and goofy. It's got some really big light art strokes on some, and the music is also really catchy. There's A+ on the presentation because, man, designing so many of these outfits is still a crazy thought. I only wish, though, it had voice acting, even Japanese, for more of the scenes, maybe the dates, because, you know, they are repeatable. They could have just done the set number of them. And that's like just a hopeful dream from me. And I guess it's now a good time to mention spoilers ahead for this super old game, as another earthquake, and Morgan says communication has once again been shattered. Jinguji blames us for all this, saying we can never be friends, as it's his fate to protect the town. And so he invites us to the Christmas party, saying, bro, come in your vampire getup, it's a masquerade party, so you'll be fine, but I need to fight you. However, Sarah, seeing us,
That's not a good sign.
so Rio appears going, okay, I'm gonna finally kill you. We don't kill him since Jojo ain't like the other vampires, and we just leave. Well, Ilka now tells us something, that their tribe is attempting to revive the Blanca. They've already broken one seal. That rebellion was a distraction. They ran into the forest to revive him, and they only need one more seal to break. And Karen says they're going to use the Blanca to destroy Devildom and the human world. But the way to break the second seal is by using the Platinum Aura, meaning they need the girls, which is why they used Unos to try and do it, and he'll attack on the next full moon. So in preparation, Morgan literally pulls out his fang to give it to us. Oh, can you wash that off first, buddy? However, on the 25th of Jan, the devils get injured watching over the girls as Unos grab the three, and it's final boss time. However, Rio comes in to help us since he has to defend the town. It's nothing to do with us. He's not tsundere.
何をしているんだ
Whoa, we talk? So we fight and two-shot him again. Also amusing seeing this experience thing. I was putting everything I had into spirit because I knew there's no other way to raise it. I got every other stat as high as I could. Some of them weren't the number I needed. And it was looking like there was seemingly no way I could get an ending at all. I just had to hope and pray it was enough. However, a bigger foe appears.
兄さんたちどうしたの？
ブランカが復活した。まったくとんでもない化け物だぜ。やつは。来るぞ。
Bro, Blanca just looks like a moth. So Rio and our brothers get one shot by it, and we fight, doing 0 damage for the first time in forever. But we are meant to lose this phase.
待て！やめろ！ Where the girl's powers make a Super Saiyan vampire, and we can now win in the fight! Oh, well, I'll try it again, huh? It'll just put me back to the screen. Huh? The game just continues? We didn't have to beat the final boss? Really? Yep, so the master is like, wow, you suck, and goes to sacrifice himself to seal Blanca away, where we awaken the real world. Oh, okay. Valentine's again? Jinguji is not mean to us anymore, as we get chocolate that was prayed over a week in the altar. Man, the things I do for this marriage! And 1 week to pick a bride. I cannot tell you how stressful this 1 week was, because I wanted to get at least one proper ending to the video. I didn't want to get a bad one where you don't marry anyone. I assume there was a bad ending because these games do that kind of thing. If you didn't get the stats high, I'm sure there was like a bad fail thing. And then I didn't want to redo the whole game just to show one proper ending. So I was hoping what I did was enough. While Erica goes, why would you say that? Don't be mean to her. So Sarah wants to be a nurse. How about that? Anna will travel overseas to England, and Erica an occult detective. Yeah, one of them's going homeless. Jinguji says, oh, so your plan wasn't to kill us, just to take a bride with the platinum aura. Wow, this guy understood the whole plot in 1 week. But we say how it's sad to the girl that we have to marry. She'll have to throw her whole future away to live with us in Devildom. Jinguji goes, you're stupid. That's her choice to make, which means she loves you. She'll do anything for you, so stop being worried about it. And so on the final day, we have to tell the family who we decided to spend the rest of our lives with. And so I pray picking Sarah works, and
あら、どうしたの？
君が出てくるのを待っていた。
I don't know how the guy lied. I had nowhere near all the stat requirements. I guess some of them, that's all you need. As yes, we can finally see what happens when a vampire marries a church girl.
俺は人間じゃないんだ。魔界の種族、ヴァンパイアなんだよ。君の意志で俺に血を吸うことを許してほしい。だから本当のことを知ってもらって、それで決めてもらいたいんだ。君のことが好きだ、セイラ。俺と魔界に来てくれないか。
私ずっと男の人を好きになるのが怖かった。いつも神様のもとへ逃げてた。でもね、あなたと知り合ってからそんな自分がだんだん嫌になっていったの。私ずっと待っていたんだと思う。あなたみたいな人と出会うのを
セイラ、
連れて行って。そこがどんな場所だって、あなたがいるならそれでいい。
And so he marries Sarah, bringing her back to Devildom. Man, what would her father say? all of them. And we go, oh honey, don't call me Jojo anymore. My real name is Fide. Oh, really? Now that I think about it. As the credits roll, and you can save to load in a marquee mode, which lets you view all the sprites, backgrounds, and it really shows you how they have over 180 sprites for the one character. But you can't view characters you didn't get an ending for. Jinguji wasn't cleared, what? As now I wanted to see the other options. Firstly, can we actually beat that final boss? Oh yeah, you totally can. Because I was so easily winning fights with normal attacks, I never thought to actually try the combat, you know, using items and spells like an RPG, where you just use this item that halves damage to you, and you can win. Where all it changes is that Master is alive, and you learn from a flashback that he is your real dad, and this guy was his brother who was told to look after you. So then what happens on the final day if you pick someone else? Well, you get amusing answers if you want to tell them to marry Morgan or your brothers. You do joke it off and it loops back to the starting choice again, where if you pick someone then with no stats you have, so on this save file I have most stats with Sarah, if I pick anyone else, it'll give you a bad ending. You can't get any of the other girls. And the bad ending turns out to be...
何が悲しくてお前の血を吸わなきゃならないんだ。僕はヴァンパイアハンターの正当な血筋の持ち主だ。手ぶらで魔界へ帰るよりはマシだろ。それはそうかもしれないけど。さっさとしないか。僕に恥をかかせる気か。
Why, what big hands you have. Yes, if you don't have any affection from the girls, you suck your dude friend. And then you lose all your powers because of that, and we are stuck in the real world. And that ends Imadoki no Vampire Bloody Bride. Truly the vampire dating RPG game of all time. RPG game. Man, but it was a ride because I was so sure I wouldn't get the platinum ending with how busted these stats were. I mean, you lose affinity for going on dates even when I answered what they wanted to hear. It made no sense. The RPG mechanics are so bare bones where you just max physical, you put some items on and you can cruise through to the final boss, which you can still lose to and continue the game, or you miss out on some small lore on the MC. It is not a story-focused game, as so many times the actual vampire story is taking place off camera in Devildom. You're just in your room or on your dates, and you get the same school events over the years with slight variations. But for a PS1 game in the 90s, it was really fun to play through. I don't think I've seen a character in a romance anime like Sarah, incredibly church-going, which was fun to watch on TV shows that may or may not have the most tragic endings. I bawled my eyes out. How could you do this to me? Seeing it in a game as a character you can date and you're a vampire, where literally in the final month, she is still disgusted by your vampire look. But no, in the final cutscene, screw religion, I'ma live out my Twilight fantasies. What fun times. I find it amusing how out of all the games I've played on this channel so far, this is the most obscure. When you think a concept like a vampire dating RPG would have had people going wild to play it, one that Atlas published, and yet there is only one translation out there which has so many flaws, but there's some heart with its origin. And there are no guides at all apart from that translator and some other person who watched a YouTube Let's Play taking notes on the side content. I don't even think there's a big view review on YouTube for this game, and barely any written ones in the West. It's a game published by Atlas about a vampire dating women, sucking blood, grinding in an RPG. It's such a concept that doesn't always work that well. The RPG mechanics are so flimsy when you try to attempt some game-breaking tactics, you know, maxing physical, they fall apart and it becomes trivial. Then the dating can be so busted when you try and do the dating things, the game goes, oh no, you're doing it wrong. And with the story told off screen, it's all about your school life experiences, picking from the characters every event that you want to see more interactions with, which made me think, you know, maybe there's actually more to this game with the hidden teacher thing, and like some events you could actually pick Suzuki to go see her. Maybe there's a hidden ending with her or something. But if you enjoy those few characters, you will love this game. It gives you so many options to see them over the 3 years. Like, what other game would take this much care drawing individual sprite outfits for every single character for all the scenarios. I honestly love this game as a concept and wish more ones tried it. You know, dating sim but numbers everywhere with the gimmick of, oh, vampires, so you need a bride so you can suck blood of random NPCs through side quests, and a character like Sarah. I feel I've never seen in Japanese media before. Very refreshing to have someone like that in a dating kind of game where you, the main character, are literally from the thing that she hates the most in the world. And now Atlas do own the IP, so they could easily port this game to modern hardware, adding a translation themselves. I feel with how popular their other dating RPG is, this game would do well with fans. Or they could remake it, you know, add improvements such as letting you know when you have a date on that day, making the stats make more sense over the course of the game. You know, just simple things like, oh, if you have a high enough ghost stat, Sarah won't talk to you. If you don't have any intelligence, the scientist Erica will hate you. They could even do the Atlas thing, where they remake a game adding in another character for it to be another route. There is so much potential hidden in this game. They need to bring it back somehow so fans can experience it and go through it, finding all the little secrets and all the things and interactions and how adorable some of them can be. And man, even in the 2000s, this could have easily been a typical harem anime adaptation, and I think it would have done pretty well with the concept of vampires. But yes, I really enjoyed my time with this game and the roller coaster it took me through JoJo's 3 years of high school life. And that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed this look at possibly the most obscure game I've covered. Maybe it might get some more recognition sometime, and I would love to see Atlas take a look at it again. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate a like and a sub to the channel, where you can find all sorts of videos on different games, including a Western version of a visual novel from the 90s. You can also find links to my social media in the description. And until then, I shall see you all in the next video.